Okay, we are officially live. Um, I am going to be rooting these eyelashes. There's no one currently watching the live stream, but if you are watching on catch up, hello! So I've got two babies here, so I'm going to be rooting this one with this, it's kind of a black brown colour, and this one with a blonde. So who shall we start with? I think we'll start with this little one because I think it's going to be slightly easier for me. So I am getting my brown hair that I have here, and I've got my needle, and this is a Heavenly Illusions pink needle, and I am essentially going to be targeting, you see, like for example that hair there. If I can target that to try and poke it into the head, I haven't quite achieved that. It's quite difficult. I might go for a couple of pieces further in. There we go. Then you can see that that has poked into the head. Hello! And so I will obviously be cutting these and making sure they are like thinned out. I hope this colour isn't too dark for this baby. But because it's such a tiny baby, I will make sure that it's not super thick. And then I just didn't like how that one had gone in, so I'm just getting some tweezers, pulling it out. Good morning. How are you guys doing today? If I bring you closer, is that better? Can I still see what I'm doing is the question. Just about. So as I'm going, if I'm ever not happy with what I've done, I will just pluck that bit out, and I'm realizing these are not my best tweezers, and I might have to go and get my better tweezers. Okay. How are you all this morning? So this is a very small kit, as you can tell. So I have this one and this one, and these were actually both intended to be puppets by the sculptor, and they came with like specific puppet bodies. So they are about, I think they make like a 14-inch baby. I didn't like the fact that they were puppets, so I've actually got cuddle bodies for them that I think will work better. So that is the plan once these are fully done. Is to make them into cuddle babies, because I actually bought a big lot of cuddle bodies from someone, and they included quite a few like mini bodies that I was thinking, gosh, I don't know like whether I'm going to get small enough heads for that, but I think it should be about perfect. I love cuddle babies. They're like my favourite things to paint, because I don't really enjoy painting limbs, so I much prefer it when it's just a head that I can paint. So I've really enjoyed painting these two heads together. It's always quite difficult to get it in that like inner corner, especially when it's such a tiny head. Thank you. There we go, that's got one in. So you can see that I haven't rooted it super thickly because I think that will look better. I'll often, once I've like cut these down, I might go in and add a few more in. In fact, I might just add like 1 or 2 more in there now. but you can always thin out quite easily as well. So we've got those in there. And then to do the other side, what I actually do is I have to turn it this way up, so that I can root like this. Hopefully you can still see that. You love watching these. Thank you. Do make sure you're subscribed to see more. I think the people commenting are. Thank you. Yes, I'm so close to 100k now on YouTube, and I'm going to be doing 2 giveaways when I reach that number, so that's very exciting, and I'm hoping it's going to be like within a month that I'll be there, and then we're going to give away 2 babies, not these 2, full-size babies. See, it's always really hard to get like the angles on these guys. You almost need this to be longer. I can just see one that says message retracted. I wonder what that said. It's always funny when I get comments saying like, oh my gosh, what are you doing to that baby? Like, does that hurt the baby? And I'm like, this is very clearly a doll I have painted. Especially this one. This one does look very doll-like. I actually, when I bought this one, I didn't realize it was a different sculpt to this one. I was intending on getting 2 of this sculpt, but the pictures weren't very clear. So this one turned up and I was quite disappointed. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't like this sculpt as much and I've like just paid for it. But then when I decided to do it in a darker skin color, I think it really suits it. So I do feel better having done it. So yeah. So I am trying to slightly root directionally as well. Like if you can see, my needle is going in at an angle around the eye so that the lashes kind of spread in a way that they should, rather than just going like straight in, and also going in and almost slightly up so that then the lashes lay down a little bit rather than straight at you. I realize like of the 65 people watching, there's probably like 1 person that will find this useful. But I'm just seeing, I think we've got enough in there. So this is the point. I'm just looking for my little spoon brush. These ones look quite wild at the moment because it's actually curly hair that I'm rooting it with, but once I cut it down, it won't be, so it won't like look curly. So I'm just reading some of the comments. So if I bring you, can I bring you any closer in while I am gonna just cut these? So I've got some little like scissory things here, and I always start off by cutting them quite long, and that's because you can always make them shorter again, but you can't really make them longer. So just cutting these, and then I kind of go in and try and make them like a little less like I've just cut straight across. I might end up cutting these a bit shorter as well. But you can see how that one is now rooted on that side. You love long lashes. They're just beautiful. Yes, my mum loves it when I do long lashes on babies. I was at the doll show with her and I overheard her saying to another artist that she really liked the lashes that they'd done and she wishes I did more long lashes, but I don't know, when you look at real babies, they don't have like super long lashes. And so I try and make mine as accurate as possible. But yeah, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed and you're watching, because I am doing a giveaway within the next month of 2 babies. So here we go. So that is what we are looking at the moment. She's now got hair on her face. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl, this one. Sometimes they kind of not say to me, but like they appear to me more like a boy or a girl. And I was thinking this one was a little boy, but no, I'm not 100% sure. Okay, those lashes are quite long at the end there. And yes, I'm doing a giveaway of 2 dolls. So one of them will be like a general public giveaway and one of them is going to be a members only giveaway. So 2 babies. And I might still cut them down a bit further, but I don't want to go overboard. And you see here, this one, I'm looking at this little lash here. And if you look at babies, real babies, they don't have lashes that go all the way to the outer corner. So it's something that when I look at someone else's artwork, you can always tell like how experienced they are of an artist. Because if they root all the way to the corners, oh, these are rubbish tweezers for this. If they root all the way to the corners, that's not actually realistic. And I was a judge for the Reborn Artistry Alliance this year, and it's something that I definitely picked up on and would therefore mark people slightly down on if they had done the eyelashes like all the way to the outer corner. Yeah, she's very cute though. Any tips for first-time painters? Just take it slow and experiment, really. Don't be afraid to mess up, because you will mess up and they will look bad, and it's absolutely fine if they do. I'm just going to grab a different tweezer. I'll be back in 1 minute. Less than a minute. Okay, I'm back. I have 2 different pairs of tweezers here to get that one out. See, just needed a better tweezer to get those ones out that I've done a little bit too far over. Do I have kids? I don't currently. I would love to have real children, but it hasn't happened for us yet. So I've had some really hurtful comments recently from people saying, like, just have a real baby, or some other comments about like my lack of fertility, which is quite upsetting. So these are the lashes we have ended up with. As I said, I might still cut them down a little bit more and do some more adjustments off camera because it's a little difficult. Is this your hobby? This is not my hobby. This is actually my job. This is what I do for a living. It used to just be a hobby, and now it is my full-time job. So this is another baby that I painted. So I painted this one at the same time that I had painted this guy. And oh yeah, the eyelashes make such a difference, honestly, when I'm looking at him. So yeah, I painted this one at the same time, but obviously this one has blonde hair. It's all painted. And then I've also done like peach fuzz all over the face for this one. And I've got blonde for this one's eyelashes, so it won't really be super like as obvious as this one, which obviously had the dark eyelashes. Do I have bodies or do I just do heads? So I do bodies as well, but these two are cuddle babies, so they are just heads. They don't have a body, but they will have a cloth body, just not a vinyl body. So this one is much harder to like see. You can, when they catch the light, you can see those eyelashes. And again, I think I've started too far out in the corner, but that's okay because tweezers exist. They're also, it's quite hard to root these guys because they're so small. This is like about a 14-inch, like 14-inch baby. It's such a small head, and this is my rooting cushion, which is far too big for it. What's my favorite baby that I've ever created? It's really hard to say. I made a lorry recently that I just thought was stunning, and a camellia as well. I feel like every time I make a new one, I'm like, oh, this is my favorite. And then I make a different one and I'm like, oh, this is my favorite. So my goal is just to hopefully make every baby better than the last, because I just want them to be more and more realistic. So this one is definitely harder to see with the blonde, but it does make a difference. And my mum loves when I add the eyelashes because she thinks it makes them look a lot more realistic. So I do have like full tutorials on my channel for how I do like every single step, pretty much. Is that enough eyelashes? It's kind of hard to tell where I haven't been for these eyelashes because of the colour. Like maybe it needs like a little inner corner one here. He got jump scared. I am so sorry. But do subscribe if you haven't already, because I'm doing some giveaways soon, which is very exciting. So that eye is probably just about done. I'll just take out some of those far corner ones, and I will swap to the other side. So that one goes around this way, makes it easier for me. Are you in the UK? Yes, I am. Can you tell from my accent? Yes. It's always funny when people like assume I'm American, and I'm like, have you heard my voice? Is this what Americans sound like? Why is it so realistic? Because I painted it to be realistic, which is It's so fun for me to like watch them come to life, because there'll be a point like they will look really unrealistic and doll-like for ages, and then it's usually when I add the blushing that they start looking like an actual baby. You can see this one even has like veins, all the little peach fuzz on the forehead and the face. This one is like super, super detailed. And now it's gonna have eyelashes. When did you start this as your job? So I started painting them 2 years ago, but it wasn't my full-time job until a couple of months ago, when I left my proper job to do this full-time, because this is what has my heart and this is what brings me joy, and this is why on a Monday morning I am rooting eyelashes on these babies, and then I'll glue them from the inside as well, so they shouldn't come out. Now, does that look equally as thick? Is it hard to paint it realistic? Yes. Do you think you'll keep doing this for the coming years? Hopefully, because this is just so fun. And like, even if I, do end up having real babies at some point, which, would be the ideal, it's something that I can do part-time, I can do it full-time, just do it whenever I have time, really. I know a lot of my friends that are artists actually started doing this because they had children and they wanted to be able to do something like part-time from home that could be really flexible around having to look after their children. So I'm making these ones quite thick, I think. We'll see once I've cut them how they come out. As I said, because it's blonde, it can be quite hard to see. Does it cry at 3 a.m? It doesn't. They don't cry. But you can get apps that there's like an app called Babysit Me, and that is an app that like will cry and things and like emulates a real baby. And I know some people use that with like in conjunction with their reborns to do like role play and things. It's not something I've ever been interested in because I just like the art of these. Yeah. But I think she looks pretty even like that, even with the eyelashes that long. I think it's great. So again, I'm cutting these lashes but keeping them fairly long at the moment. You see that? You can see it now that I've got the light on it. They're hard to see when they're blonde. Blonde is much harder to root than brown hair. Not just for eyelashes, but like especially when you're doing the head hair. Blonde is really, really hard. See, and I can see that that's somewhere. There we go. Just because it's like your eyes just don't pick it up unless the light hits it in a particular way. So there's like a bit of light that shines on this, and I can tell that there's a long one in here somewhere. But can I see it really? Is that attached somewhere? I don't know. We'll find out later. Like, what's my favorite size of doll? So I like bigger babies to paint, and also actually in my collection I really enjoy holding a bigger baby, like a 6-month size. I think is really fun, and they're just easier to paint in my opinion because they don't really have all of the detail that the very, very young babies have. But it's fun to do like all of them. They're fun to hold, but then you can't always hold them for as long because they are quite large, so they get quite heavy. And it's fun to have like some pocket-sized ones like this in your collection, because then you can like take them around with you. Like I have a couple that are really small that if I go away, I sometimes take them away with me so that I can still make content while not really taking up too much space. I'm not sure I like these lashes that I've done. I think they're going to take quite a lot of adjustments. It might just be because the light is shining directly on them. Are you ever going to do a face reveal? I mean, if you look at my channel, you will see my face. What, in nearly every single video, you can see my face. It's just on this live stream, I am focusing on the babies. And I have a pimple right now, so. Oh, to be fair, I often do a lot of filming when I've got like pimples and things, because that's just normal to have. So, how do we feel about these lashes? I don't know, I don't like these ones. I'm not going to pull them all out and start again, but I am going to spend quite a long time fiddling with these off camera, I think. Maybe it's the hair I used, just because it's so straight. We'll see. We will see. A real baby. It's not a real baby. How old am I? I am 30 years old. I'm a full-grown adult that spends her life, well, not all my life, but I spend my time making hyper-realistic dolls. I mean, like, can you imagine a more fun job than that? Like, it's literally like so many people's dream is to be an artist full-time, and I get to do it. And yeah, I'm just super, super fortunate to be able to do that. See, there was a long hair that I just didn't see there because of the blonde. What do we think? How can I make these lashes better? What's wrong with them? There's something wrong with them, and I'm not sure what. Are they too thick and I need to pull some out? Do you film content with your husband, and is he Asian? Yes, I do film content occasionally with my husband. He is he's half Asian, so he is half Dutch and half Malaysian Chinese. And he's actually in Malaysia at the moment. Well, actually, I think they're in Singapore at the moment, but he is visiting his family in Malaysia at the moment. It's really funny because I sometimes get comments from people being like, he's not Asian, you're lying. And I'm like, oh, okay, have you seen his mother? But yeah. You haven't seen me in ages. Did Kira order Bonnie Lee from you? No. She did not. No. I've made some videos about that situation because it is wild. You sound like you'd be 17 or a 20-year-old. Yes, I often people are just never sure how old I am, even when like they see me. Yeah. I had someone say to me the other day, she was like, you could be 17 or 35, and I just can't tell. And I was like, cool. It's really exciting when I get ID'd, because sometimes I don't get ID'd and then I get really upset because I'm like, oh my gosh, you clearly think I'm, you know, an old person to not ID me. And then I was buying some coffee and the coffee can looked like an energy drink. And I got ID'd and I was so excited. And when they realised it was coffee, they were like, oh, don't worry about it. And I was like, no, let me show you my ID. Anyway. Do I have any real kids? No. I would like them, but they haven't happened yet. Um, so that's just something my husband and I are dealing with at the moment. Everyone's like, oh, when are you going to have real babies? And it's like, well, it hasn't happened for the last 2 years, so, you know. Someone tell me what's wrong with these lashes. Why don't I like them? Why don't I like them? How many dolls are in your collection? I have. I'm looking around my room now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. About 12 or so? No. 13, 14. I just remembered a couple of other ones. Yeah, about 14 or 15. 15 is usually where I float about in my collection. One side is thicker than the other. Is it this side that's thicker? I think it's this side that's thicker. They're just kind of bugging me. How many did you sell at the doll show? So I sold 3 big babies, biggery ones, and then about 30 of my mini ones that I have. My nubbin babies, which I'm still trying to find a way to like list them online because I've still got about 40 left, but they were really popular. Okay, I'm trying to go in and like tweeze. See, now I feel like I've tweezed a gap into them, so I might have to go and fix that. It's okay, sometimes lashes take us longer than other lashes. But yeah, the doll show wasn't actually very good for sales. I really thought I was going to sell more. But I mean, I had like the girl next to me, she only sold 2 babies. I had one of my friends didn't sell any of hers. So it wasn't great sales wise. One of my friends said that it was like the worst show they've had for sales in many years. So I think it's just the economy at the moment isn't great. Did you have fun at the doll show? I did. I had a lot of fun. It was really crazy, like seeing so many people that knew who I was. I had like 30 people come and ask me for photos, which is wild, and was like amazing. But I was also like, this is so strange because I'm just me making my little dolls. and then I had someone ask my autograph, which was like, again, like wild. But yeah, it was really, really good fun. Like I literally didn't sit down for like 8 hours. I just stood and talked to people, which was just lovely, really. And some people bought me gifts. It was just really sweet. It was a fun time. Thank you. Curl them. I can't really curl them. I haven't figured out a way to curl them. They would look, they just would look better if they were curled and or just not so straight, you know? Particularly at the ends, they're just quite like blunt at the ends. Whereas, I don't know, this one just like came, like, I feel like the lashes just came out better on this one. They're still not like entirely perfect, and I will probably do a couple of adjustments on them. But because I used curly hair on these, I feel like they are slightly curved. What's the main clientele? You can heat up a lash curler a little bit. The thing is, like, you see the size of these? A lash curler is not getting in there. so I'd have to heat something else up, and it's not heat set paint, so I don't know whether that would damage the paint at all. The main clientele for Reborn dolls is just Reborn collectors, honestly. It's really funny because so many people assume that, oh, people collect Reborns because they've lost a baby, or they're going through some kind of trauma or something like that. But actually, most people just collect because they like dolls and they think of them as art. Cut them shorter at the corners, maybe. Yes, I will definitely do that, I think. Yeah, I'll do some fiddling around with these later. Maybe a spoon to curl like the Spanish do. Yeah, if I can find a spoon small enough that's like the size of my little finger. We'll see. But they often don't, like, they don't really hold curls, this type of fibre. But I will have a look at what I can do with these guys. Curl the lash hair before you put it on. That's a good idea. Because that's why this one works better, is because I'm using curly hair. It's already curled, and then I just, like, it just kind of works better. But the straight ones don't work so well. But I don't really have blonde curly hair, I don't think. I might do. I have to have a look in my stash. As a mum of 2 toddlers, they look so real. Thank you. Will you film with your husband? Yes, I do film with him occasionally. Like, if you go back through my videos, he does pop up from time to time, especially in like my bloopers. In fact, I think I've got some unreleased bloopers with him because he comes and interrupts my filming quite a lot. Although not at the moment because he's not here. You can't believe I'm almost at 100k. I'm so excited, honestly. I'm so desperate to reach that 100k because I've got 2 babies ready to go. Not these 2, but 2 babies to do a giveaway on. And so, yeah, I'm desperate to reach 100k. So if you haven't already, please subscribe and you might win a baby. And oh, some of my members have turned up. What size baby do you like painting the most? Painting probably toddler ones, because the size is going to sound so specific, but the size of the hands and the nail beds really mean you can get a lot of detail in the nails, and I find that really satisfying. Binge watch all my videos now, please do. You'll see my husband pop up a few times, because he's around occasionally, and sometimes he completely films with me and does a few things. Hey guys, I feel like I've got nothing to do with you now, because I was literally coming on here just to paint, just to do some rooting, but I might glue them actually. Let's glue them. Let's glue the lashes in. Oh, I have to put them like that. So I am using Eileen's tacky glue, and what I will do is get a tiny little paintbrush. I can feel that I've used this on glue before because it's slightly stiff. Where do you get your painting skills? I practiced a lot. If you look back through like my old videos, you will see my painting skills were not great when I started, but it's just a lot of practice, really. And Jodie, you're home from getting the cats to the vet. Oh, bless you. Where is my shop? So I sell online through reborns.com. I don't know if you can see, and probably not through the camera, but what I'm doing is I'm going in with this glue and just going over where I have done the eyelashes from the back, and then it means they're sealed in from behind, so I can still adjust them from the front, but it means they're now sealed in at the back, and then once that is all dry, I'll be able to like put the bodies on and everything. Where should I buy good paint from? There's a few different places. If you want more, waterborne paints are good. I get them from Mott and Giddo. Oh my god, I can't even see inside here. This is just what I feel. Okay, I'll just have to hope that I'm getting the lashes here. It's such a tiny hole, I can't even see inside. Paints. I use Ultimate Fusion paints now, like pretty much exclusively, and I get them from Pixie Kissed Babies in the UK, but you can get them, there's like stockists all over the world for these. Oh my gosh, I can't even tell if I'm actually getting them. I'm just having to like hope that it's roughly around the area that I want. I think it is. No, it doesn't leave much room for gluing. No, I'm quite glad I painted the hair actually on these. You just can't hear what's happening. I have been rooting eyelashes into these little babies. They can stay like that while I put the lid back on the glue. See, the gluing part is actually very quick, and then it takes a little while for the glue to set, especially in colder weather. Like at the moment in the UK it's really cold. It'll take a few days probably for the glue to set completely. I can see I've got like a long one here. So I'm just reading some of these comments. Am I going to end your live? I am. I will end the live. But yeah, I thought I'd come on and show you guys how I root the eyelashes. So if it focuses, both of these now have little eyelashes and they're nearly ready for their bodies, which I will probably film because I've got like these mini cuddle bodies and I'm really excited to see how they work. I'm really hoping that they're the right size because I got them separately and I just kind of thought they would be the right size, so fingers crossed and everything. And yes, these are vinyl, not silicone. A lot of people, when they first see reborns, they think that they're all silicone, and actually like something like 98% of all reborns are vinyl. But because there are so many like fake sites around telling you they're silicone, people assume that they're silicone, and the videos that go viral are usually of the silicone ones that are like really floppy, but most are in fact vinyl. Can I film more packing up videos? I actually edited one this morning. So yeah, you'll see that later today. I've got one coming out later, which is of a baby that I've sent to America, and then I have 3 babies left from the doll show that I haven't sold. So at some point I will be sharing their details as well, the ones that are still available. Yeah. So thank you. I will probably end the live there so I can go and do other things, but I hope you enjoyed it, and do subscribe if you haven't already, because I'm going to be doing a giveaway, and 2 giveaways actually. So I'll do a members only giveaway and then a general public giveaway. So there are 2 opportunities to win some babies, not these ones, but I have like full-size reborns that are ready. So yeah, have a wonderful day, guys.